And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Outside Blitz. I am your host, the fabulous one, Scotty Freytown. Joining me to my left, live, large, and in charge, the one, the only, the Bootleg Bettor. Boots, welcome back to the show.
The largest. I'm going to give you A bars here. They say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I just tried to keep it real, but I guess I wasn't supposed to. I need a CPA for my CPA, because Stone Cold Steve Austin told us DTA, Scotty Frey, but I say, I got us on the brink. She said, you smell great. Well, let me buy you a drink. Caviar on the bill, not even a blink. My money come from the street, just not the one that you think. Hey, man, let's go.
Man.
Outside Blitz. Downstate hit.
Yeah, well, the Outside Blitz in the house, the post-schedule release episode.
Oh, they released all over.
Yeah.
They released all of that stream. That stream was powerful.
Yeah, the schedule release has happened, and let me tell you, it's turned out a ton of excitement. A lot of folks fired up about this week. A lot of folks fired up to see the schedule release. But I'll tell you what, I mean, Boots, the easiest schedule for this upcoming season, the easiest based on opponents' win-loss percentage from the 2025 season, goes to the Cleveland Browns with a .429. The easiest schedule. Followed up by the New Orleans Saints and then the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, it's the sixth easiest schedule for the second year in a row goes to none other than the Detroit Lions, who wind up with the sixth easiest schedule. And this is something that's going to come back. That last win of the year that the Vikings had over Detroit is going to come back to haunt us here, because the Vikings have, per the win-loss record, the Vikings have the 22nd easiest schedule. So they've got one of the toughest schedules in the league. If they had beaten Detroit, we would have been seeing that sixth easiest schedule. It's a huge jump.
Yeah.
Man, it's in Chicago has the hardest schedule with a 5-5-0. That's the hardest schedule out of any team is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, people want to test the Bears now.
Yes.
Because they came up with so many miraculous fourth quarter comebacks and all the turnovers and the Bears, 85 Bears reborn.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, now what you get. Here's what happens when you win a bunch of games. Now you got to be with the big boys.
Yeah.
You're stomping with the big dogs now.
We're going to see what they're all about. That's what it is. We're going to see what they're all about. I mean, it's the Seattle Seahawks, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. They have the 19th toughest schedule this year with the 5-1-4 winning percentage. So they're the kind of the latter half, technically speaking. They're on the tougher end of the spectrum.
Right.
The Philadelphia Eagles, that's an interesting one. 10th toughest or 10th easiest schedule rather this year with just a 4.81 average. Surprised that Philly's got such an easy schedule. Yeah.
Makes you want to say space.
Yeah. Another one that's kind of interesting, the Baltimore Ravens with a 4.79. They have the 9th easiest.
Well, they needed to help Lamar out some kind of way.
Yeah.
They gave him all the receivers in the world, including Cortez Braham Jr., Bootleg B team stand up, signed on as a UDFA. But the fact is, here we go again.
Yep.
Now you got all the weapons, you got all the receivers. Now you got the coach gone, allegedly.
Yep.
Right? Now what you gonna do?
You want to talk about one of the most conspicuously tough situations? Well, there's two of them. With one of the toughest schedules, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh toughest schedule is the Vegas Raiders. They are the seventh toughest schedule with a 5.29 average. But the second toughest schedule is the Miami Dolphins at a 5.42.
And you ask,
oh boy,
how does that happen?
Yeah.
Right? Or better yet, how?
I don't know how. Just baffling.
I guess you need to end up last like the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets actually have a tough schedule too. They have the 21st easiest schedule.
They're trying to get Aaron Glenn out of it.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
because they had a really good draft and they've got stockpiled for next year some draft picks. So when they have a poor season this year,
yep,
Here comes Aaron Glenn out the door, and they're going to bring in a new coach, and he's going to have all these great, receivers and offensive players and defensive players.
He's going to have all these assets.
Yeah. Boy, and the only liability is Aaron Glenn. Right?
Yeah. But I mean,
look out.
The 11th toughest schedule goes to the New York Jets with the 5-1-7. They do have a tough schedule. Alex joining us in the chat from afar. He's at a golf tournament this weekend, so he's going to be doing that. Good luck to you. Also joining us,
Alex.
Oh my gosh. Also,
golf balls, man.
Yeah, golf. Well, he's probably going to get you mixed up and dip his actual ones in the ball washer. But in any case,
do they have dimples too? I wouldn't know. I'm just asking.
It's so veiny. But anyway, also joining us in the chat, No Shot Bot TTV. That's our buddy Will over there. Check out his channel on Twitch if you get the opportunity. But folks, I mean, the schedule release is come and gone. And with the schedule release, just so you do know, just a reminder, we do it every year. We're going to be going through our season predictors in the next couple of weeks. We're going to start with Alex's season predictor. So next week, that's what's going to be going on. Alex's 2026-27 season predictor. He's going to give us all of his standings for every division, where each division is going to wind up. He's going to tell you how all the seeding is going to be for the playoffs, and he is going to break it down all the way to who he believes will be our Super Bowl champion. It's going to be a hell of a time.
Well, I don't want to be anywhere near Alex's seeds, but good luck.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Alex says he understands the assignment, and he's going to get right on that. We're going to see that next week. Alex is going to be bringing us his season predictor, so I'm very excited about that. But just a light episode today. We've got some news around the league before we get down to brass tacks on the season predictor next week. We've got just some easygoing news. So the bigger news, I mean, we can talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about some of the small potatoes first. Let's talk about the Giants rookie corner, Thaddeus Dixon. He goes and tears his Achilles. He was placed on IR.
That's small potato.
He was an undrafted free agent.
That's fried today.
He goes out, and I mean, that's considered small. I mean, when it's a guy that's an undrafted free agent, and he's a rookie, and we haven't gotten to see him play, and whatever the case may be. But Thaddeus Dixon, he goes out, tears his Achilles. He's placed on IR about as soon as he gets picked up. But he's actually a really good player. Surprised he didn't get drafted, but he goes out and tears his Achilles. He winds up on injured reserve. That's going to be a tough loss for a Giants team who needs corners, needs all the secondary help they can get. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's going to be a tough one. Another one that's kind of interesting, the Bills go out and sign tight end Shane Zylstra to a 1-year deal. The tight end journeyman. He's played the last 4 seasons with Detroit. He previously was with the Minnesota Vikings. He's been all over the league. And here we go. He's with the Buffalo Bills. I don't know how the Bills can get any more tight ends than they already have.
Man,
I mean, they have Dawson Knox over there, and I mean,
who else? Whether they're like the Baltimore Ravens or something.
Yeah. I mean, they have Jackson Hawes over there.
Yeah.
They got and I don't know why his name is escaping. The kid from Utah. They got him over there, and now you're signing Shane Zylstra. I mean, like, what do you just run jumbo sets every?
Pretty much, yeah.
Tight end sets.
Yeah, like I said before, sometimes you gotta stick. When you are very strong at one particular position, why not continue to make that position strong, and at least you have depth with Zylstra.
Yeah,
veteran that's been around, knows what he's doing, and knows what to do. Because you ain't catching no passes.
I just don't know. I mean, Josh Allen needs, and that's something that Will just said. Allen needs his blockers, but at the same time, Jackson Hawes was one of the best blocking tight ends in the league last year. I mean, I just don't understand why you would get Shane Zylstra over there when you have Jackson Hawes. I mean, when you have the guys that you have, I just don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But I mean, on a league minimum deal, okay, I guess. Another interesting little grouping here. The Raiders have some stuff going on. First of all, they go out and waive wide receiver Brendan Rice. Brendan Rice just came.
Oh, legacy list.
Legacy list guy.
The son of
Jerry Rice.
Man.
Yeah, it makes me sad to see him. It's the second time he's been cut. He got cut from the Chargers.
Yeah.
He's been cut from the Raiders now.
Yeah.
I like Brendan Rice. I liked him when he was playing for USC. I thought he was a great player. And here we are.
Yeah, he was all right. I mean, he was all right, but I never saw, high level NFL talent. And I will say this, he has some talent, but it also depends on where you go with that talent.
Yeah.
And if you're in a system that doesn't use, if you're in a system that can't accentuate your strengths and mitigate your weaknesses, then you have to move on.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I just feel like he hasn't found his footing in any of those places. I'm waiting for the moment where there's a place where he finds a degree of footing. I was surprised that he didn't catch on with the Chargers. I was a little surprised by that because I really thought Jim Harbaugh was going to have a good system for him.
Yeah, 7th round guy.
Yeah, 7th round. And I was surprised he fell that far. To be honest with you, I thought Brendan Rice was a 5th, maybe 4th round guy. To see him fall all the way to the 7th round was crazy to me, as late as he did, because he was late in the 7th round too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking like, oh, hey, early 7th. No. Late 7th round. I was blown away by that. And a lot of people had him projected like 4th, 5th round. Some people as high as the 3rd round. And for him to fall all the way to the 7th round and then not be able to get his footing in the league, not being able to just, be a consistent starter, a consistent player in this league, it's just baffling. I could see a spot for like Houston being good for him. I could see a spot like in New Orleans being good for him.
I don't know. I wonder sometimes.
Does he go to the UFL and try and find some footing there?
I mean, he could. Yeah. I don't see why not, why you couldn't, because it is more of a developmental league. You can spend a couple, 2 or 3 years there, you hone your skills while getting paid, and then try to get back into the NFL. There are plenty of guys that are doing that and have done that.
Yeah.
But I wonder sometimes when you have players whose fathers played football or played that particular sport.
Sure.
If you go into that sport and you play the same position as your father, who's a Hall of Fame, all-time, Mount Rushmore receiver, and you don't make the cut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had the conversation, Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Oh yeah,
with Philly, and I was like, man, they drafted this dude super late, same thing, and he barely saw the field last year.
That's right,
with Philly, and I was just kind of like, you wonder what's going on, because if you play the same position, look at Joey Porter and Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter was a linebacker,
or Asante Samuel and Asante Samuel Jr.
And where's Asante Samuel Jr. now?
Yeah, exactly. Free agent.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if your father is one of the all-time greats at this particular position, maybe you play a different spot. Yeah. Mason Taylor, tight end. Jason Taylor, defensive end.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
And to answer your question, Will, Brendan Rice, he was a wide receiver 1 at USC sometimes, and then he wound up getting drafted to the NFL, and he really hasn't. He's more or less like a wide receiver 4 on some of these teams that he's been used as. He just really hasn't gotten a shake with a lot of these teams, and it makes you wonder what's going on with some of these teams that are picking him up and looking at him. It makes you wonder what's going on with Brendan Rice, if he's just not up to snuff or whatever the case may be. But this will be the second time he's been cut in 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. He was drafted in the Detroit draft, so that was back in 23. So I mean, here we are. It's like, goodness gracious, what are we doing?
2 teams in 3 years.
Yep.
It's almost evidence.
Yeah, red flag worthy at this stage. When it comes to Brendan Rice,
some guys take a few years to really get it and be okay, but if it doesn't happen, usually, and especially when you look at the receivers coming into the league now, Like, brother, it's a lot of horses in this race.
That's it.
And you don't want to be the gelding, man.
Yep. Another guy that the Raiders cut that came out of that draft class was the defensive tackle Broderick Martin. He was originally selected by the Lions 96th overall in the third round of the 2023 draft. He was waived in August of 2025. He was cut. He spent time on the Chiefs practice squad. He got picked up by the Steelers. He appeared in one game last year, and then he was waived. Got claimed by the Raiders in 2025 in December, and then they have since waived him. Broderick Martin was a guy that I think Lions fans had a lot of hope for. I mean, really high hopes for in the third round, and he just didn't pan out in a way that they believed he would. And then in turn, the Raiders go out and they signed defensive tackle Benito Jones. He also had previous stints with the Lions and the Dolphins. He was placed on season-ending IR in 2025 due to a back injury, but he's now with the Raiders. So Broderick Martin, a guy that just couldn't find his footing in the league here, hasn't seemed to be able to find his footing. He's been around the league. He's now, what 4 teams in 3 years here, practice squads. What the hell is going on with Broderick Jones? I mean, especially a third-round guy like that.
I think maybe the third round grade wasn't the grade. Maybe we were grading on the curve. Brad Holmes might have been grading on the curve.
Maybe.
Because here's the thing. This was coming off of, this is one of those where Brad Holmes, was it the second year of Holmes? Or third? Or
I think that was the third year of Holmes.
Third. Either way, because we had gotten the idea that Brad Holmes knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he does.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? To a large extent. So that was one of those, he knows something type of picks, because of the other ones that Holmes had made worked out pretty well. Right. So this one didn't. And
here we are.
Yeah. A couple more didn't. Right.
Yeah.
And, a couple more still works in progress. But
especially from that draft. From that particular draft, Ennis Rakestraw and guys like that, and
man, Hammy can't get away from that Hammy. Yeah. He says he's fully healthy now.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, that whole draft in particular, was not a very good draft. And a lot of people haven't looked closely enough at that draft and went, ugh. It really was not a good draft.
That's one of those playing with house money drafts. Like,
oh yeah, you were trying to get your team over the hump, and it was not a good draft. As for Benito Jones, the Raiders bring him in as the replacement, coming off the IR. From last year, okay, whatever. But Benito Jones has kind of etched out a really nice career for himself since he came into the league in 2020. Did really well with the Dolphins over the course of the last several years. Now he goes to a Raiders team that's sort of in the midst of rebuilding. He went to a Dolphins team that was sort of on the rise. Now he goes to a Raiders team that's sort of on the rise here, trying to find their way back. Do you think this is a good fit for Benito Jones and the Raiders here? I personally think it might be.
It depends on how he is physically and what they're trying and how he fits into what they do defensively, because it's still not a very good defense.
No, they need a lot of help.
Yeah, so at least you've got a young veteran with some experience that at least you have some depth.
Yeah.
at this point, because you don't know what he's going to be with the
and some starting experience.
Yeah, and some starting experience.
Yeah, he's been around. He was the Dolphins for several years. So at least you got some guy, a guy there that's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Speaking of starting experience, let's talk about who the Jets just signed. They go out and sign wide receiver Tim Patrick to a 1-year deal. He was traded from the Lions to the Jags in August of 2025. Last year, he had 15 receptions for 187 yards and 3 touchdowns for Jacksonville. Now he goes over to the Jets. Kind of an interesting fit. I actually think that this is a really good signing for a wide receiver 3. If you think about it, you got Omar Cooper Jr. over there, you get Garrett Wilson over there, and now you get Tim Patrick over there. If you recall, Tim Patrick was the wide receiver 3 in Detroit for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams for a hot minute. Did really well in Detroit in that role.
Yeah.
I actually really like this signing. I think that, and he knows what Aaron Jones want, or Aaron Glenn rather. He knows what Aaron Glenn's going to want to do.
Yeah.
He's familiar with Aaron Glenn. He's familiar with the offensive brain trust over with Aaron Glenn. I actually think this is a good signing. He's familiar with the coaching staff. This is a smart play, and they get him on a dime too. Good wide receiver 3. I think it's a good compliment, don't you?
I mean, can't hurt. Tim Patrick has always produced when given the opportunity. When he was with Denver, and you hated the knee injuries that he kept suffering.
Yeah.
But when given the opportunity, Tim Patrick pretty much produced wherever he went. So, I mean, very few appearances in Jacksonville, but it is what it is.
So when he got hot, he always got hot. I mean, there was those games where it's just like Tim Patrick just blows up for no reason. Oh, there's Tim Patrick, 8 catches for 120 and a touchdown. You're like, oh, hey, look at him. He just popped off the page. Because I do remember when he got hot, it was like very early in his career, very young. He's in Denver, and out of nowhere, everybody's like, who the hell is Tim Patrick?
Yeah.
And remember that he was 6, 7, 8, 9 catches for 100 plus yards. And it was, I remember everybody going like that last 8 games. It was just like, who the fuck, Tim Patrick? Where did this guy come from? Oh, yeah. But yeah, he goes and gets signed by the Jets. I like this as a wide receiver 3 spot. I really do. I think he fits exactly what they need to be doing. You got a kind of a speedster route runner in Garrett Wilson. You got the big-bodied Omar Cooper Jr., and now you're going to get, the nice underneath guy, the underneath threat in Tim Patrick, which that's what he really is. He's a great underneath guy. I really like this. I think that's a nice compliment. Plus, you got
even the 4th receiver, because you got Mechie the 3rd over there too.
And you have Kenyon Sadiq.
A-Day, also Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, you've got weapons galore.
And you got younger receivers, so maybe Tim Patrick takes on that, that veteran behind the scene, not behind the scenes, but kind of backseat role to where he's just kind of coach on the field, mentor type of thing, but will also provide some productivity if given the chance.
Yeah, I think this is a good fit. I think this is just really, really smart. This is great. This is going to be great for the Jets. I like this signing a lot. Alex says, Tim Patrick, there you go. We've got a Tim Patrick mark in the house. Alex Steele. So there's that. The Texans linebacker Xavier Thomas, he gets placed on IR with an undisclosed injury after going unclaimed on waivers. So Xavier Thomas, a decent linebacker, more of a depth piece, but he goes out and he gets waived by the Texans. They waive him. He's hurt. He's got an injury disclosure, but nobody wants him. So they have to stick him on IR and they have to keep him. Just crazy how that works. But the Texans, they have Xavier Thomas. They do place him on IR. They like I said, they haven't disclosed the injury. But Xavier Thomas, they're going to need another linebacker in the house there over in Houston.
Yeah, he just sneezed too hard.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, just a snot problem.
Oh, Jesus.
Just can't get rid of it. It's okay.
Yep. One cut that I know that was really going to hurt you. The Packers, they cut tight end Luke Lachey gets cut by the Packers.
Luke, don't call me Nick Lachey.
Yeah, he goes and gets cut by the Packers. I know that he was a guy that you told us to keep an eye on, but he
was with Houston, and he was a 7th round pick in Houston. Came over to I guess he came over to the Packers. So it was his 2nd year. You know what I mean? He's a good combo tight end, excellent blocker.
Yeah.
So, we'll see where he lands. He's still a young player, still got a future.
You think he's going to land somewhere, or do you think he's going to end up just chilling?
Shane Zylstra just got signed by the Bills.
Very fair. Very, very fair. And Shane Zylstra is what, like 35 now?
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what I mean? Shane's got, he's got some talent. Just depends on where he has to, where he goes.
Yeah. There's a few guys that have landed elsewhere. Let's talk about one of the bigger signings of the week. The Chargers go on and sign tight end David Njoku to a 1-year, $8 million deal. I actually really like this signing. Njoku gets signed to a team that is kind of run heavy. They got a good quarterback over there, though, and you get a good compliment to Rondé Gadsden. I actually really like this signing for the Chargers. I think it's a good fit. What say you?
I don't know, man.
For the price point, David Njoku?
David Njoku.
You're not sold on Njoku.
Great.
No. Really? You don't like him?
It's not that I don't like him. I have not seen any consistent productivity from David Njoku at all. Now, could you blame the offense? Could you blame the coaching staff? Could you blame
Cleveland?
A few things? Maybe you could if you want to, sure. But I've seen ups and downs and way too many downs than ups and way too many injuries.
Oh, yeah, that's the biggest thing.
That have kept him. You know, you look at him, you go, man, this guy, he reminds me of Vernon Davis, right? Just this massive dude, you know, with the strength and the uncanny agility and the ability. You see him, you know, jumping out of a pool and doing a backflip.
Yep.
You right on back onto the doggone diving board. The dude has that kind of ability, but man, you know what? Just do viral videos. Don't even play football. Just do viral videos if you're doing athletic things and make millions of dollars and not have to take a bump.
You just don't like David Njoku.
You keep saying that. I
don't like him. I don't like him. Just say it.
No.
Yeah, you hate him.
No. Haven't seen. It's the reason why he ain't in Cleveland now.
Well, I think
that way.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Look. My thing about it. Well, I do think
He's more name than game.
Yeah. Wow.
He's more name than game.
I mean, I do remember the hype train when it came to David Njoku when he came out of college. When he initially got drafted, I do remember the hype train about David Njoku.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that David Njoku hasn't turned into a bigger star, and hasn't turned into, you know, a top tight end. But with the injury history, that is the biggest thing. You know, we always talk about availability and reliability. You know, it's one of those things where, and yes, Alex, I am poking the bear here when it comes to Boots and saying he hates David Njoku.
He's becoming David Njoku. Who?
Oh, you really don't.
David Njoku.
Oh, man.
One of the two. Show me something.
Yeah, he hates him.
1 year deal on a veteran minimum. What's that tell you?
That's not a veteran minimum. It's $8 million.
Man, that's like a veteran minimum.
It's eight. So I mean, he's getting
inflation. That's veteran minimum.
With his gas prices,
you know what I'm saying? With these gas prices, oh yeah, that's veteran minimum $8 million now.
I like David Njoku. I mean, if I want to see if he can stay healthy, I want to see if he can be a good fit in this system. I want to see if he can be a good complement to Rondé Gadsden. I want to see
Stone Smart was doing the job late in the season.
Oh, Stone Smart, Jesus.
Just saying.
Do you think that Njoku is an upgrade over Stone Smart?
No.
No? Really?
They're the same guy.
Wow.
I think you're going to get the same thing out of Stone Smart as you will with David Njoku.
That's ballsy.
I'll put them on the table. You hear that? They're my two balls.
Man.
On the desk right there.
Goodness gracious.
Child computers.
Meaty clackers. In any case, David Njoku. David Njoku goes to the Chargers. We'll see what he does. Another interesting signing, the Steelers. They go out and sign kicker Chris Boswell to a 4-year, $28 million extension, $7 million per year. Man, these kickers, man, their prices are getting driven up. They're nearing that $10 million mark.
It's good money, man.
It's good money. $7 million a year for Chris Boswell. Do you think he's worth it?
He's the 7th best kicker.
But
that's $1 million a spot. No, seriously.
But do you think he's worth $7 million a year? Really?
Yeah. How many games have the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I mean,
won?
I like Boswell. Don't get me wrong.
How many games have they won because of Chris Boswell? Or games that they continue to be competitive in because of Chris Boswell?
I agree. I just think that I'm surprised you think he's just the 7th best.
I'm just saying. I mean, that was kind of. I'm kidding, right? He's a top 10 kicker.
I actually think he might even be top 5. Well, I'm being honest with you.
Put him where you want.
Yeah, because if you're looking at the top kickers, I mean, obviously we're talking Brandon Aubrey, right? I mean, I think Brandon Aubrey's up there. Jason Myers. I think we're talking those two for sure, right? Seattle's Jason Myers, Brandon Aubrey from the Cowboys. I don't think there's a question. And then looking through, I mean, maybe the guy from San Francisco whose name escapes me at the moment.
No.
You don't like him?
You talking about Eddie Pinheiro?
You don't like Pinheiro?
I like Pinheiro.
He was phenomenal last year.
He was wonderful at Florida. Then he goes drafted to Carolina, I think, and then kind of in and around a couple of spots, right? If you're a kicker, you can have some good years, right? But if you are a consistent point of the offense and can continue to keep the team competitive and or hit a 53-yard game winner,
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you like Kai Fairbairn? I like Kai Fairbairn.
Fairbairn is all right.
I'm a big Fairbairn guy. Fairbairn, I think it's
like the Care Bears too. The Get Along Gang was all right.
The Get Along Gang, yeah.
Who else? From the Lions kicker, Jake Bates.
I like the Vikings kicker, Will Reichard, Will the Thrill.
Reichard ain't bad either.
Yeah, I like Will Reichard. So I mean, there's some good kickers around there. I think Boswell is up there though as a top 5, maybe.
Definitely.
You know,
and you have to look. He's making these kicks, 48, 58, 50 in Pittsburgh, outdoors,
where it's
snow, rain, wind.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot going on over there at I was Acrisure?
What?
The stadium over there?
It's not Heinz Field anymore?
I don't think it's Heinz Field anymore.
Well, catch up then.
It's so bad.
Come on, man.
It's dad jokes, man.
You got to stay on your toes.
Unreal. But yeah, that's going on. Speaking of the Viking, let's talk about them. They have requested GM interviews. They're still continuing their GM search. If you recall, they had Rob Brzezinski that served as their interim GM through the NFL draft. And here we go. They've requested GM interviews with the Lions assistant general manager, Ray Agnew, the Broncos assistant GM, Reed Burkhardt, and the Dolphins assistant GM, Kyle Smith. I'm going to be honest, I don't like any of them.
It's like they're going after the offensive coordinators of the coach.
Yeah, I don't like any of these.
Assistant GM, and I don't know who any of these people are.
I don't like any of them.
They've been they're part of some, better run organizations, but
the Dolphins? Really? Kyle Smith from the Dolphins?
I'm talking about the Detroit Lions. Who said anything about the Dolphins?
Well, that's one of the guys. Kyle Smith from the Dolphins.
And who else?
And Reed Burkhardt from the Broncos.
There you go. So those two out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't see. I don't know who they are. It's not like I guess it's like the coaching tree and whatever. So we'll see. The problem is you go from an interim GM to now you want to hire a GM. Just keep the interim. Just make him the GM.
That's my thing. I'm looking at this Rob Brzezinski.
See what he does.
Yeah, Brzezinski. I think the big thing that the Vikings are afraid of is over the years, Rob Brzezinski has been the cap guy, right? He's been the guy that has always adjusted the salary cap for them and fixed everything. When a GM would go and get a bunch of players, and it would be like, oh, well, how can we make this work salary cap wise? And Brzezinski was always a guy that would adjust the salary cap and fix everything to make it work. And the guy was like a magician. He would just fix it all. Well, now you're like, well, if we make him I think they're worried, well, if we make him GM and then we shit can him, well, now our cap guy's gone. So what do we do from there? So they don't want to play with fire in that respect. So now they're like, well, who's going to be our cap guy? Do we put Brzezinski in that role and then, hope that he sticks around? Like, what happens? So I think they're more worried about him being the cap guy as opposed to, losing him as a GM possibly if he doesn't do a good job.
Well, they should have thought about that before they fired Kwesi.
Yeah, I didn't like Kwesi anyway.
And here's another thing. What's going to happen? When are they going to bring a general manager in? And what's he going to do as far as this season? The draft is over.
Yeah.
Free agency is over.
Yeah.
So you're not signing it. I mean, I guess you could sign some free agents, throughout the season or whatever. But the majority of what the general manager would be doing in the offseason is done now.
Yeah. It's all over with.
So This seems like a crash and burn scenario.
It seems stupid.
Ooh,
It seems stupid. And to me,
see a bad ending coming.
yeah, well, to me, and you could tell from the draft, like the draft itself was like, to me,
Up and down.
I looked at a lot of the draft, other than a couple of picks on day 3. I looked at a lot of the draft as a disaster.
Yeah.
But when you look at Rob Brzezinski, I like the idea of having him as the general manager. I also like the idea of having, hiring a general manager maybe going into next season and just having Brzezinski do his thing as the interim GM for this year and just let him do his thing. And then if you want to hire a new GM, if you're not happy with the direction, okay, let's hire a new GM in the offseason and then have Brzezinski move back into his cap role. But not now. Don't have a GM just get hired be going into the season.
No.
Just let Brzezinski roll with it. None of it makes sense to me.
That's why I said you just should have just kept him.
Yep.
And then, hey, we'll ride this year out because this is a gap year.
Yep.
And then we look for who we really want in the position.
Yeah. And what if the team does extremely well? What if they pop off? What if you see, the team go and, oh, hey, we're in the NFC title game. Who knows?
And the draft picks work out.
Yeah.
And they're, all pros, and Caleb Banks all of a sudden becomes, the second coming of, Reggie White.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh,
yeah. Oh, hey, look at that.
All right. Brzezinski.
Yeah. So we're going to wait and see. But the Vikings going through the general manager carousel there. Next up, we got the Patriots. They've got some more off the field bullshit going on. Let's talk about it. Patriots rookie linebacker Quintavious Hutchins has been charged with domestic battery and assault. He's a 7th rounder out of Boston College. He pleaded not guilty and was released on his personal recognizance.
Oh, well, he's not guilty then. I'm just allegedly. Just whatever I need to say to get away from it.
Patriots said in a statement, and I quote, "We are aware of the report involving Quintavious Hutchins. We take these matters very seriously, and we are in the process of gathering additional information. Court documents indicate the alleged incident occurred on Tuesday. According to Boston College police, Hutchins is alleged to have grabbed a woman by the neck forcefully and also pushed her with the force at one of the school's resident halls. Boston College police said that they questioned the woman, who told them nothing happened. According to the police report, a residence hall assistant told BC authorities that she heard a man and woman arguing in the hallway, and that when she entered the hallway, she saw Hutchins push and later put his hand around the neck of the woman. The resident hall assistant told police that Hutchins referred to the woman as a quote-unquote cheater. Hutchins told police that he was holding her phone, which he later threw once he received his ring back. So she had his ring, I guess, and he received his ring back. What a disaster. More off the field nonsense for the Patriots. I mean, you get lots of adultery going on when it comes to the Patriots. Lots of adultery going on.
You never know what really happened, but golly.
Yeah.
Whole lot of trouble in New England.
I mean, at least they weren't out on a boat.
Waters got rocky, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Gets a little wild out there.
Man, I hope he didn't do what they're alleging.
Yeah.
I hope that. But God,
I just feel like New England has become a shit show.
Oh man, this is the recipe for Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
You got your head whooped in the Super Bowl, knocked around, busted up, embarrassed at some points, and now the embarrassment continues.
Yeah, all through the off season. It's been all off season too. I mean, like it's been all off season. I mean. And Will, we don't know he wasn't getting frisky with said person, but I mean, who knows? But I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I'm like, geez, oh Pete's like this has been it's been never ending for the Patriots. I feel like all season, all off season, you've got this the Steph Diggs thing going on with the personal chef and
yeah,
that
yeah.
going on. And then you had the,
Yeah.
you had the Mike Vrabel situation that's been going on with Diana Rossini, which I feel like
It's still going.
yeah, it's like never ending. It's like a never ending story at this point. It's like, Atreyu, you know, like this is just never ending. I just, if they're not kissing at a bar, they're on a boat. If they're not on a boat, they're, you know, she's, you know, pregnant hanging out with them here. If they're not there, they're at an adults only resort. If, you know, that like, it's like, how much does TMZ
That's the best
have?
kind of resort, actually.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's like, how much stuff can these guys just sling out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, Jesus Christ. And how much like embarrassment. I mean, this is the most embarrassing time for the Patriots organization since the Robert Kraft situation.
See what happened when Tom Brady leaves?
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Here comes Robert Kraft with his deal.
Yeah.
And now here comes Vrabel, and here comes you know, the Gerard Mayo season was Gerard Mayo, like, keep me out of this.
And Gerard Mayo was the least embarrassing part of it.
Right.
That's the thing. I mean, it's just, God, I don't get it.
As Big Mama Boots would say,
yeah, it's just, I feel like every day you open up your phone and you go on, you know, Facebook or, you know, social media or anything like that. And it's always something new about Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. I just, every day I log on and there's something new. Every day TMZ is just popping up on my feed like, hey, by the way,
check this out.
Yeah, look at this. And it's just like, frankly, I don't know why people give a shit so much. Like,
because they're public figures. And here's another thing, because when news is being broken by certain members of the media and it affects certain teams in certain ways, now it's gone beyond past, you know, I'm trying to get a little nookie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you're reshaping how teams are being instructed. Right. And now that's a direct conflict of interest and a direct conflict in competition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's major.
Yeah. It's,
some people think Vrabel might not be keeping the gig too much longer.
Yeah, some folks do think that Vrabel might be, you know, getting ousted. Patriots have continuously said they're going to stand by Mike Vrabel
until the sex tape comes out.
Yeah. Oh God.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well,
you say everything I can to get away from
allegedly. Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what else happens. I mean, it wouldn't. You know, if something like that came out, it would not surprise me. You know, at this stage of everything.
TMZ, check this.
Yeah.
Yeah, team
just going crazy. Oh God,
get that VPN first.
And Will says no one wants to see that train wreck. I mean, oh God. And then our last piece of news and our last thing for the day. And this is, like I said, it's a shorter episode today, but we're going to be jumping into a little bit longer episodes next week. We got the Dolphins. They go out and sign running back Devon Achane to a 4-year. $64 million extension, $16 million per year.
I'm tiptoeing out the bank. Hope you don't speak to me.
Yeah, I keep cashing them checks. This was the exact signing that the Dolphins needed to make. It was the big news of the week. Happened a couple days ago. Needed to happen. This man needed to be paid. No doubt about it.
I think he's going to have, if he stays healthy, right, a very strong season because of what the fish did, and the fish, what they did in the draft with Caden Proctor. Is the dolphin a fish or a mammal?
It's a mammal.
I know a whale's a mammal.
Yes, the dolphin is a mammal.
Is a mammal too?
Yep.
All right,
I believe so.
Good old dolphin meat.
No, Jesus. But
I've never had dolphin meat unless it was that Star Kiss that one time.
No.
Remember when was it Star Kissed or a Chicken of the Sea? Is that chicken or is that fish?
That's fish. That's tuna. Tuna is the chicken of the sea. That's why they call it that.
Shout out Jessica Simpson.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's up, Jess? But with Caden Proctor being drafted in the first round, you're talking about a road grader, somebody who can open up holes for Devon Achane, and all he needs is a crease to make something happen.
Yeah, and this is a good weapon, I think, for Malik Willis, who really they didn't do him any favors as far as like receivers go in this draft. They didn't get him, I mean, really anything.
They got Caleb Douglas. They've got Malik Washington there.
Mm-hmm.
They've got another Kevin Coleman Jr.
They have Tutu
out of Missouri. Yep, Tutu. And who else? Oh, yeah. Bootleg B team stand up. Chris Bell out of Louisville.
Yeah, but he's coming off the ACL. They said he might, and I think that they're hoping. The hope is that he's going to be the replacement for Tyreek Hill because of the speed, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know that they don't even know that he's going to be healthy to play this year.
Too. Yeah, that's true. And if I were the Dolphins, knowing you ain't gonna win this division, let's just be clear, and you're not going to the playoffs. To be even clearer, hold off Chris Bell for this season.
Yeah, it would be smart. It'd be smart. The only way, and I'm sure knowing the Dolphins, because it's the Dolphins, they're going to probably rush him onto the field at the latter part of the year when everything's out of hand. It's week 14.
Yeah, we're
eliminated. Yeah, that's it. We're get him started. It's like, don't do that.
Right.
I like Chris Bell. They're going to try and make him the next Tyreek Hill, though, is what it comes down to. They want that vertical threat guy. He's speedy as hell.
Explosive.
Would have been a first round guy if not for the ACL, and I really do believe that if he was healthy, we'd be having a different conversation about him.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where we're at. But with Achane, I think this is a great signing. You saw what he was capable of last year, because they really leaned on him week 8 and beyond. I felt like Achane was like, okay, give me 30 carries a game. Here we go, and they just turned him loose.
Yeah, he's more productive than I'd seen him and stayed healthy more. I don't want to lie to you. Did he miss one game?
Yeah,
maybe.
He didn't miss much time, but it was about as healthy as I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest workload I'd ever seen him get to, though. And he carried it. He carried that team all the way through the end of the season after Tua Tagovailoa got benched, and they were, putting in all these hodgepodge, Skylar Thompson and all these, random quarterbacks in. Oh, hey, we'll pick this guy in. We'll put that guy in. We'll just see what happens. Quinn Ewers going in and whatever else. Oh, we'll just, see what goes on. And they were handing the ball off a lot.
What does that tell you about Quinn Ewers?
Yeah.
That the fish went out and grabbed Malik Willis to bring him in.
Yep, that's it. Says a lot.
Yeah.
It says a lot. But folks, that is our show. A short one today, like I said, but we've got season predictors coming around the corner, and we got, a lot of big shows. First and foremost, next week, Alex's season predictor is coming. We're going to be doing 4 weeks of season predictors, because we got one for each of us. And then we're going to have the show's season predictors. So we're going to have all 3 of us sitting down and going through our season predictor to predict the show's Super Bowl champion all together. So we're going to be jumping through that. We're going to be jumping in a couple of weeks to our 2027 way too early draft prospects. So we're going to be jumping into the guys to watch for the 2027 NFL draft. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be talking bold predictions in a few weeks as well for the 2026-27 season. So get ready for that. We got a lot on tap for you. We're going to be going all summer long, every single week. So don't you worry. We're going to keep bringing you guys great content right here. So stay tuned. Before we get out of here, though, we're going to be talking a little bit about It's Your Time Massage. Amanda's a wonderful massage therapist. She does excellent work over there. If you're looking for a massage, either a Swedish or a deep tissue massage, you can find her at It's Your Time Massage LLC on Facebook, or you can look her up at iytmassage.com. You can get yourself a Swedish massage, deep tissue massage. If you're wanting a little bit extra, you can get that CBD oil. You can get yourself the red light therapy. You can get yourself a foot sugar scrub. You can get all that good stuff. You got to check it out, iytmassage.com, or you can find her at It's Your Time Massage LLC on Facebook. And remember, folks, it's your time. Boots, let's talk about books.
Do you read books?
I do read books.
Do our brethren read books?
I like to think so.
Do our sistren read books?
I do believe they do.
Do the Blitz babies read books?
I think so.
Well, if you read books, which I don't do, you need to read this book. I ate cookies out of the trash. This book deals with the human element because we are all humans.
Humans.
I have read the book front to back to front, cover to cover, and I can tell you this is the human element. This is about love. It's about knowledge. It's about anxiety, depression, weight loss issues, all kinds of things. But we all deal with these things. This book is completely relatable because it tackles issues that we all have gone through, one or another. This is a personal story about her perseverance, courageousness, bravery, knowledge, love, because this woman has gone through it all and she puts it on the page for you, right? So when you order this book, because you have to order it, you can't walk into a store because they'll smack you across the ass and get you out of there quick, fast, in a hurry. You need to go online. Just go applebooks.com, amazon.com, barnesandnoblebooks.com. Ask Jeeves if you want to.
You are the only person in this world that is still attempting to ask Jeeves.
And he just won't respond.
I don't know why. You are still attempting to ask this man.
Asked him one time, how many wipes does it take for you to not feel like there's still poop in your... You know what? And he couldn't answer that either. But what you can answer is the question that you have about life, about weight loss, about anxiety, depression with this book, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Just Google it, doggone it. Just Google, just tick, 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 tick. Type in the keyboard. I ate cookies out of the trash here to show you exactly how you can order the book. And when you order it, get it sent right to your house. It comes right to your door. You just open it up. You can even pet the kitty while you're doing it.
There's too many jokes there. That's how you just... Oh my God. Anyways. Goddamn, pal.
And have it sit on your lap while you read. And drink a nice cup of tea. I ate cookies out of the trash. Buy the book, read the book, love the book. You know what to do.
Yeah, check it out. I ate cookies out of the trash. Tammy Pruitt, she's wonderful. Also, let's talk about No Shot by TTV. He's been joining us in the chat today. Will, he's awesome, man. A lot of his stuff over there, first-person shooter. But if you want to check out an excellent channel, you can find him on Twitch. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on Facebook. No Shot by TTV. Will's been doing some really entertaining stuff. You can also find him on the TikTok. There's my old man moment for the day. The TikTok. But
I do a lot of one-person shooters nowadays.
You know, first it's petting a kitty, and now it's...
I did a lot of first-person shooter in 8th grade.
Oh my God!
I was the first person to shoot it.
Oh, but in any case, it's terrible.
Watching Lady Chatterley. All right,
unreal. But you just because you were thinking about petting the kitty. But in any case, but. Will says, wow. But you got to check out No Shot by TTV. Very entertaining stuff. Some of the most entertaining stuff on
Late Night Cinemax.
You can also, he doesn't just do FPS stuff, though. If you want to go and check out some of the other stuff he's got going on, I personally love some of the extracurricular stuff he's got going on, like doing the Hot Ones Challenge. He does it. He's eating the hot wings over there, or I got to sit in with him and eating nasty jelly beans. That was a good time. Threatening to shave off his whole beard to freak out his wife. That was a fun one. So if you really want to check it out, check out No Shot by TTV. Highly recommend it. Also, let's check out Steel Twins Gaming while you're at it. Steel Twins Gaming, they're doing awesome stuff. They've got the voice acting that they just did a rehash, or well, they're not really a rehash, but they are doing a new season of voice acting here and jumping back into more of the Apollo Justice series. So I hope people check that out. I personally love Nostalgic Mondays. for Steel Twins Gaming, and also the brother channel, Steel Twins Andy. We're still waiting on the Bad Dudes, though. There. Still waiting on Bad Dudes. That is the
red guy, blue guy. You know,
they don't even have names.
Yeah.
This red guy and blue guy.
I'm gonna make them up. Ruben Santiago.
Okay.
And Connor Jacobs.
So we're just gonna have like super exotic name, and then we're gonna have like white bread mayonnaise guy. Like, that's just what it's gonna be.
Connor Jacobs was an MMA champion.
So bad. But in any case, folks, that's our show. Check out No Shot Bot TTV. Check out Steel Twins Gaming. Yeah, that's our show. We got big stuff coming up around the corner. We're very excited. It's the off season. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff for you. Check us out over here and on Twitch. You can check us out on all the socials. Check us out on X, on Facebook. You can find us on Kick. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find us basically anywhere you get your podcast. You can find us on Odyssey. You can find us anywhere. So check it out, The Outside Blitz. Give us a rate. Give us a follow. And folks, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget next week's Season Predictors. And we will see you next time right here on The Outside Blitz.
I bet you listen again.
Was it Ciao?
No, is that a new one.
Oh, wait, he's got the new one?
Yeah.
Hell with it.
And like,
Love you, Alex.